In the year of 2026, you need a balcony garden. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a proud member of the Gen Z, and I'm not owning land anytime soon. I live in an apartment. I'm sure you guys live in an apartment, but we're not going to let apartment living stop us from growing our own food. And in this video, I am going to tell you 3 reasons as to why you need to start your balcony garden in 2026. Okay, so first things first, it is exercise. Now, I am very big on fitness. I am very big on growing muscles. I want to be strong, and I also want that strength to be functional. Now, lifting weights in the gym is cool. It's great, even. You should do it. Pick up heavy stuff, okay? Muscle is the key to longevity, but you know what else you are not getting when you're in a gym? Functional movement, okay? So the squats, the lunges, the bicep curls, all of those are cool, but can you use that in real life? Now, in gardening, balcony gardening specifically, I'm 5'8". I'm pretty tall. This is pretty low to the ground. There's a lot of squats. There's a lot of bending over and picking up some of these 10-gallon buckets. They're pretty heavy. Moving them around, it's pretty heavy. And I am reorganizing my balcony garden all the time because the sun moves throughout the year. So yeah, I'm getting my exercise in by working in my garden every single day, and you can too. I live on the second floor of my apartment complex, which means I am carrying these heavy bags of dirt, of soil, potting soil, whatever you want to call it, up flights of stairs because my apartment also doesn't have an elevator. And that's a workout. The bags get heavy. All of this dirt out here was brought up here by either me or my boyfriend. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not carrying all of this. But all the dirt that I did carry, that was strength. And I like being strong. So yeah, you need to have a garden because gardening is free exercise and gym memberships are getting expensive. Okay, with the membership fees and the monthly fees and then the annual fees and then this and that, and they're super duper crowded. Not to mention, no one else's sweat is here. It's only my sweat. And I am not disgusted by my own sweat. And it's open 24/7. So, you guys should definitely start a balcony garden so you can get some functional movement in your life. Stop being so sedentary. If you want to live long, you gotta move your body every single day. Reason number 2 as to why you need to start a balcony garden in 2026 is the mental health reset. Having AI in your pocket, notifications on your wrists, just everywhere is so loud. I love TikTok. I'm addicted to TikTok, but you know what doesn't have notifications? That basil plant over there. This is peace. This is tranquility. Everything moves at the speed at which the plant wants to move. Okay, I'm not feeling rushed. This place is so calm and peaceful and quiet. I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing, but the wind is blowing. Hopefully you can't hear the wind blowing. But yeah, gardening is great for your mental health. I will also like to add that watching a plant struggle and die and look very, very sad, and then taking the time and the care to sit there and tend to the plant and help it bring itself back to life is so rewarding and so fulfilling, and it triggers something in my brain that makes me feel like I can get through it. This Barbados cherry plant right here, first year I had it, I underwatered it like crazy. All the leaves would drop. It was just a stick. It was just a stick. It was looking so sad. And then I finally got my stuff together and watered it regularly. I also put it in a bigger pot. Right now it's in a 10-gallon pot, and it's thriving and it looks beautiful. There's no flowers on it currently, but look at the leaves. And watching this plant come back to life, same thing with my jalapeno pepper plant. It was covered in bugs. And now it's thriving. Same exact plant. It didn't die. It went through it. The leaves all fell off. It was looking brown and crusty and sad. And then I gave it the little TLC that it needed. And now it's back to life. And it makes me feel nice. Like if my plants can come back to life, I can come back to life. I'm not dead, but it's great. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Rescuing plants is not the easiest. It is actually kind of easy to rescue certain plants. I'm going to have a video coming up showing you guys tips on how to revive dying plants. There is a bacteria called Macrobacterium macovaccae. I don't remember. I'm gonna put a photo of it, write the name of it, but it's in potting soil, okay? And when you touch this bacteria, it goes into the air and underneath your fingernails, and it releases serotonin in your brain. Serotonin. Everybody wants serotonin. It's the happiness hormone. Touching dirt literally makes you happy. You need to start a garden in 2026 because we all need a little more serotonin in our life, okay? Now, I'm not saying to stop taking your antidepressants because plants are going to save you. Take your drugs if you need the drugs. But I know for a fact, it is scientifically proven that touching dirt makes you happy. Therefore, you need to start your balcony garden in 2026 so that you can have dirt up here. When you're living in the city and there's concrete all around you, creating a little safe haven full of plants, a little microclimate, if you will. There's so many bugs here: butterflies, dragonflies, flowers, aphids. Unfortunately, plenty of aphids. I gotta get rid of these aphids. But having all these bugs and having all the plants and the bacteria, Macrobacterium vacay. That right there is gonna bring you happiness, and you want happiness in 2026. I love nature. I love plants, or at least I have fallen in love with plants by growing a garden. And coming outside every single day on my garden just means that I am getting lost in these plants and just staring at them. I spend a good like 20 minutes just staring at these plants and talking to them and being like, hey, how are you feeling today? Are you receiving enough sun? Oh no, there's another bug on you. Oh my God, you guys. Comment down below if you have any tips on getting rid of bugs. I mean, I know I need more flowers in my garden. There's flowers here. I promise you, there's flowers here. They haven't bloomed yet, but I have borage everywhere. I have nasturtium here. I have the marigold. There's some marigold flowers right there. There's flowers here. I have some purslane growing behind the camera. I'm gonna do a garden tour. Trust and believe I'm going to do a garden tour. So subscribe if you want to see more of that and of me. If you like me, subscribe. I'm just starting my channel. Subscribe if you want. You're not thirsty or nothing. But back to what I was saying. Spending time out here in my garden means time that I am not spending on my phone. And I hate being on my phone. The days are bad when my screen time hits 8 hours. I get so upset with myself when my screen time hits 8 hours, because that's essentially a full-time job. I just spent a whole day's worth of work scrolling on TikTok, and I am addicted to TikTok. I love TikTok, but I hate TikTok. I feel like we're all in the same boat. But yeah, all the time that I spend in my garden is time that I am not on my phone and I am not in front of a screen. And that is great for my brain. And that will be great for your brain too. And last but not least, my number one and favorite reason for growing a garden in 2026 is that I believe that gardening is political. Gardening is political, you guys. So I am a socialist. I love giving. I love sharing. And growing my own food means that I am not giving money to list corporations. The food that we buy in the grocery store is being shipped in trucks over thousands of miles, being grown in who knows where, being sprayed by who knows what. And when you grow your own food now, I'm still obviously buying stuff from the grocery store. I have not reached the point where I can sustain myself on the food that I grow here. But I would like to add that I do love the idea of knowing what is being sprayed on my garden. Do I garden 100% organically? No, but I try my best to be as organic as possible. I spray my plants with neem oil when the bugs get crazy, and I know what pesticides are being on my plants. I know the fertilizers that are going into my plants. I know the soil that is being put into my plants. I know what's happening here. You don't know what's happening in the government. You don't know what's happening in the food production companies or out there. You don't know what pesticides are being sprayed. So yeah, gardening is political, and I am a socialist, and growing your own food is anti-capitalist. And I hate capitalism. With every fiber of my being, I hate capitalism. Oh my God. I am not going to go into a rant about how much capitalism sucks, because y'all know capitalism sucks. This is my second year gardening. And this is also my mother's second year gardening and my brother's second year gardening. We all live separately, by the way. And I love swapping seeds with my family. I plant some stuff and I'm like, hey, here you go. Some more seeds that I have left over. You should grow these too, especially the flower seeds. I love receiving flower seeds. I love giving away my flower seeds. And I also have a balcony garden. I don't have a lot of room. My mom has land. I just bought her a watermelon plant and say, hey, this watermelon plant is technically mine. I want this watermelon, but you have the land to grow it. So plant this watermelon into your garden so that I can have your watermelon. So gardening is social. Another example of why gardening is a socialist activity is because once you have an abundance of food, you give it away. I give it away. I am not selling anything that I grow, any extras that I grow, especially this cayenne pepper plant that's right over here. It gives me so many peppers. The cayenne peppers are really spicy. I'm not using more than like 1 or 2 peppers at a time. I can't, it's not a bell pepper. So I am giving away the food in my garden that is in excess all the time. And so is my brother. Well, technically my brother's wife, my sister-in-law. He ain't out here. He ain't in the garden, but it's okay. It's the girlies. The girlies are doing it. And when I go to my mama's house and she got a bunch of little cherry tomatoes, I'm picking those cherry tomatoes and I'm going home and I'm cooking them. And my brother has all these extra collard greens growing. My sister-in-law. Let's just go with that. My sister. Whenever my sister has a bunch of collard greens growing, I went grocery shopping in my sister's backyard and chopped a bunch of collard greens. I took them home and they're sitting in my freezer ready and waiting for me to cook them. So sharing food is so anti-capitalist that I have to do it as often as I can. I am always giving away what is growing in my garden, and I am giving away the seeds, and I am giving away plant starts. Once you start seeds, you have to start a bunch of seeds. You start so many extra seeds just in case one plant doesn't make it. And then you can just yank that plant out and put in a new seed. Well, trust and believe, these extra starts that I start, they're getting given away. I'm giving them away to people. I'm giving them away to my friends. I am always chopping plants. This mulberry tree that I have right here, I just trimmed it recently because it's getting a little big and out of hand and I only have so much space in here, okay? And all of the cuttings that I took from this mulberry tree, I just stuck it in dirt. I stuck it in dirt, I watered it, and now I have more mulberry trees. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give them away too. Gardening is socialist. If you do it like that, and I'm doing it like that. So I am most definitely growing food to give away because food is a human right and we should all have food. We should all have access to food. We should all have access to water. We should all have access to shelter. So if you are a socialist like me, you should try growing your own food. I would also like to say with the climate and everything that's going on, there's no listeria outbreaks in my garden, y'all, and there won't be any in either. If you want to start a garden, I definitely would recommend. Gardening is political. And growing your own food just brings us back to a time that we haven't seen in a very long time. This used to be the norm. People used to always grow their own food, but then capitalism and convenience. Capitalism has sold us to the idea that we don't need to grow our own food and we can just buy food from the grocery store. The grocery store is the only place that you get food from. The grocery store or restaurants. Capitalism has sold you the lie that you have to pay for food forever. It's a never ending cycle. And food bills are getting super duper expensive. I'm not even going to start on grocery prices because we all know they looking crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's just greed. It's not inflation, it's greed, y'all. But I'm sure you already know that. But one of the biggest reasons for me why I started growing my own food is because I live in Florida, South Florida. Florida has such a wonderful climate. You can grow so much food here, especially tropical foods. And although you can find tropical foods in the grocery store, for example, pineapples, I never see ripe pineapples at the store. They're always green. And there's this lie going around that you can ripen pineapples on the counter. No, they do not ripen on the counter. Pineapples only ripen on the plant. Once they are picked, they just rot. They do not ripen. They might get a little sweeter, but they are not ripening. They are rotting. But pineapples grow year round in Florida. So why am I buying a pineapple that is still green that was brought over here from Colombia? I guess, I don't know. I was just picking a place. I don't actually know where pineapples in the grocery stores come from. I could be right though. It could be an educated guess. But if pineapples grow year round in Florida, there is no reason that I should be buying a green underripe pineapple from a grocery store when I can go to my local farmers market. There is no reason that I should be buying ripe pineapples from the grocery store when I can go to my local farmers market and buy ripe, sweet, actually yellow pineapples. And then when you buy that pineapple, you rip off the top, you stick it in some dirt, and then in a couple years, maybe 2, maybe 3, you'll have another pineapple for free. Well, not for free. I mean, you gotta pay for dirt and you gotta pay for a pot and you gotta water it and stuff. But once you start gardening, you become addicted to this shit. Like I just love touching dirt and putting seeds in the ground, especially once you get good at like keeping plants alive, once you like figure it out. And also, don't be discouraged. I kill a lot of plants. I kill a lot of plants. But stay tuned. Next time, next video, maybe one of these videos, I'm going to show you guys how to bring a plant back to life. Yeah, I'm going to give you guys tips on how to revive plants that you think might be dying but are still alive and can still come back to life. So thank you guys for watching.